Well, Sabbath greetings to everyone. I hope you've had a wonderful week. Actually, we're just a day out from keeping the Feast of Trumpets. We did that just yesterday at the time of this recording. It is after sunset here. I was hoping to get this done a little earlier, but it's been a very, very productive day, thankfully. I think I'm just about through with all of the planning and organization side of the feast as far as all the departments are set and all that sort of thing. Finally, I was a little bit behind on that, but I think I've gotten all that done, and I'll be disseminating a little bit more information out to maybe even some of you watching this video very, very soon for some of those departments that I was a little bit late in getting organized, but most of that has been accomplished. Plans are pretty much underway, and unfortunately today I didn't get a lot of my writing that I need to get done, but appreciate your continued prayers for that. I'll be writing a couple of sermons yet next week, and possibly even coming up on Sunday here, but appreciate your prayers. I know all the coordinators appreciate your prayers. It's a very, very busy time of the year, but we're getting there, and if we do our jobs right, we do those things properly, and we're well organized, then that means that we can all go to the feast and have a wonderful and organized feast with everything being done decently and in order. So anyway, I hope you appreciated the opportunity to keep the Feast of Trumpets. I hope it was very meaningful for you. I can't say enough about that sermon by Mr. McNair. What a fantastic sermon, just right down the line. It was just fantastic. So it was a wonderful Feast of Trumpets. I hope you appreciated it, and I hope you were able to take a lot of not just information, but you've gotten that zeal and that added enthusiasm that we all need as we get ready to head into the remainder of these fall holy days. But hopefully we all got a great start there on the Feast of Trumpets. You know, we talked about the heavenly signs. It's interesting. It's the heavenly signs that actually introduce the day of the Lord, and we covered that yesterday, but that's over in Revelation chapter 6, where he talks about the sixth seal, which are the heavenly signs, or the cosmic disturbances as they're sometimes called. That actually starts out this process. This terrible day of the Lord starts just after those heavenly signs. Well, it's very interesting that right around the time that we're covering all of the Day of the Lord activity and the tribulation and all that sort of thing, there's a lot going on in the news about astronomy and all of the stars aligning and questions about that right now. Somebody had sent me, and I appreciate them sending me an article here, Biblical Signs in the Sky, question mark. This is by Christopher Graney in Astronomy Essentials. Will the sky on September 23rd, 2017 mirror signs from the book of Revelation in the Bible? And this was an astronomer responding to this here. And it gets interesting, interesting if nothing else, just talking about how the stars are going to align actually at the time of this recording tomorrow on September 23rd. It says here that let me see here. It turns out there's an arrangement of celestial bodies that will occur this year on September 23rd. On that date, according to various internet sources, the heavens themselves will be tableau of Revelation 12 in the Bible. A great sign appeared in the sky, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of stars. She was with child and walked aloud in pain as she labored to give birth, etc., etc. So anyway, they're likening this passage here in Revelation 12 to this event that's taking place September 23rd. It is very interesting that we also just had another very, very rare event that took place with the total eclipse not too long ago. So all of these things taking place, it certainly should remind us that God is real, that He's alive. There are times when He can get people's attention. I know there was a lot of people affected, at least maybe for a short time when this total eclipse took place. And they aim their eyes to the sky, to the heavens, and perhaps there were more people pondering the existence of the great God who has set everything in order, all of the stars and the planets and all that sort of thing. In Deuteronomy chapter 4, he actually says, in verse 19 of Deuteronomy 4, he says, "Take heed lest you lift your eyes to heaven, and when you see the sun, the moon, and the stars, all the host of heaven, you feel driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord your God has given to all the peoples under the whole heaven as a heritage." So God has given us that night sky, that awesome opportunity, and now we have equipment that we can use that really will extend our vision way out there. But I mean, it's way out there relatively speaking. We know it goes on for a long time, but we can see some very impressive things. Hundreds of millions of galaxies out there, and so in one way, God has stamped His name in that way. As a heritage, He's given us the skies, that we can look up and we can ponder Him and we can understand that He's the Creator, that He's set it all in order, that there has to be, life demands a life giver, creation demands a creator. All those things that we know are those awesome proofs of the great Creator. But He says here in Deuteronomy, and so many people want to do this, they look up at the sky, they see these eclipses, and they see these very special astronomical things taking place here as they see the stars aligning and that sort of thing. And they're tempted in that sense to perhaps read more into it. And some people, of course, even going so far as to trying to read the stars, astrology and all that sort of thing, which we dismiss. We don't do that. God says don't look to the stars in that way. We certainly can look and appreciate the power and the awesome majesty of the Creator who can create the universe in the way that He has and keeps it all, sustains it all. And it's remarkable and it's awesome. And we know, as we covered yesterday, that there are going to be awesome signs in the heavens. But that, of course, is going to take place just prior to the day of the Lord. And that's already into that great tribulation period, whenever those cosmic disturbances, those heavenly signs are going to be taking place. Some of these things, certainly they're interesting. There's something that we can hopefully be reminded of God's great creating capacity and who He is, and we can certainly ponder how He plans on using us to serve that great creation, because He does nothing in vain. So there are all these, literally billions of galaxies out there, and so certainly He has the plan that extends beyond what we have in this book. We know that there's going to be an awesome time where He is going to extend His family. He's going to do it through the process that we understand through the holy days. But even beyond that, we know that after the great white throne judgment and after the new heavens and the new earth, we know that there's going to be an awesome opportunity to serve and to, who knows what we're going to be doing in that time. But we know that it's going to be very, very awesome, because we're going to have the same capacity as the Creator God. And we can see what He's done, and we can know that He has some awesome things in store for us. And that's one of the awesome things that we get to ponder during these fall holy days. So I hope you're having a wonderful fall holy day season. I hope it continues right on up. We have just 9 days between trumpets and atonement. And so a little bit of time coming up before atonement. We have some time to ponder that. And then not very long after that, we'll all be headed to the Feast of Tabernacles. So anyway, I hope you have a tremendous Sabbath. We changing the schedule up right now because of the kind of crazy schedule we have right now, with the priority being on the Feast of Tabernacles. We're going to stay a little closer to home. We'll be in the Dells. We'll be in the Dells for services this Sabbath. I'm looking very much forward to that. And we'll see the rest of you on Atonement all around the areas. We plan to stream the Atonement service all over the area. So I hope you have a fantastic Sabbath. We love you. We'll see you all and talk to you again real soon. Take care and have a fantastic Sabbath.